it will be the opposite of upper function, right? So it will convert all these given alphabets into lowercase. Okay. Next, we are having a length function. So what this length function will do? Length function will return number of characters that are present in the given string. So let me execute them together. And in the length function, we are having one catch. What's that catch? Let me select my database. Okay. So now if I execute this first one, you can see the Dinesh is in the small letters. Now you got it in the capital letters. Now I'm using this lower function. So in this Dinesh name, D was in the capital. It converted that D into the small letters. Now the select length, I'm giving alias name to that column as a length of string. And if I this, it is giving me length of string as a 12. But if you see, if you start counting it, okay, let us start from the beginning. Okay, at the front I will give some spaces, and at the end also I will give some spaces, giving 1, 3, 4, and 5 space, and in the Dinesh 6, 7, 11, 13, and 14 characters are there. Now if I executed, how much is the length? 14 length. Okay. Now in the Dinesh, what will I do? After 14, I'm adding some spaces. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now after executing, how much character length should be there? No, it will give us 14. Why? After the letter, whatever the spaces we will be adding, SQL will trim those spaces by automatically. Because is this having any value here? No, it's not having any value. Here also you can see there is no value, but as we are adding them at the start of the letter, so it has to count from the start. But at the end, SQL will automatically trim the spaces. Okay, this is the takeaway from this function. Many people will get confused. Okay, so what the SQL length function does, it will count the number of spaces that are given before the alphanumeric value or string, but it will trim number of spaces after the string. Got it? Yeah. Let's jump on the next function. Let me hide. So next function is you can see select. I'm giving first string called as Dinesh, plus in the second string I'm giving space, then plus in third string I'm giving Kumar. So what do you think this function will do? What this function will do? Yeah. So this plus is used to concatenate these two functions or any string that we are passing. This plus is used to concatenate these strings. Any number of strings that are passing, we can concatenate by using this. Dash. Okay. Another is if I want called as Dinesh here, and I'm writing I think I got dropped off. Yeah. So select. I'm writing a left function. I'm passing a string called as dinesh, comma 2. Now this comma 2, what will it do? It will returns the two characters for the given string from the left. Okay. So because I am using here left function. So if I want to view the two characters from the left, then I will write select left, then string, comma number of characters that I want to view. Okay. So I want to view two characters. So di is given here. Suppose if I want to view four characters, I will give 4 here, right? So it will give me D, I, and E. Okay. Next, right function. Right function is exactly opposite to the left. So it will give characters from the right. Suppose if I want to view last two characters from the Dinesh, I will write select the right Dinesh, comma 2. If I execute, you can see last two characters are showing. Next function, we are having a trim function. Let me complete this till trim. I will give you time to write this, okay? Because the other functions that we will be using, replace, reverse, substring, carry, index, concatenate, these functions are very important. In interview, they might ask you some scenario-based question. They will ask you questions like, suppose you are having one employee table. In that employee table, employee email IDs or personal email IDs are stored there. So bifurcate their usernames and the domain names. So to do that, we need to use these functions: reverse, substring, carry index, and concatenate. Okay. So just let me finish this stream function. I will give you time to write other functions that we learned here, and then we will begin for this replace, reverse, substring, carry index, and concatenate. Okay. So trim, as its name indicates, what it will do. What do you think? It will trim the blank spaces. Okay. So if suppose I'm executing this, then you can see here all the spaces that are coming before the Dinesh and coming after the Kumar got trimmed here. But the spaces in between them will not be treated. Those will be treated like a characters present. But the space at the starting is be trimmed, but not in between. Okay. Even if I'm passing was that big dash, but it will not trim the spaces. But if you see here, it's not trimming in between. Okay. Yeah. So write this. Layer, right? Back students, can you see views? See screen now? Praveen, please keep on recording. Okay, it's done. Next function is a replace function. So what do you think by the name that replace function will do? It will replace the string. Suppose Dinesh is the string that is present, and I want to replace this NES characters with the X character. So I can use this replace string. So right select replace followed by, suppose if I'm writing it from the start, place. Okay. When I'm starting my bracket, then you can see the first giving me is expression to be searched and varchar 1. That means the string that you needs to be replaced. Suppose the string is here Venkat. Okay, I will close it and I will give the comma. Then you can see the second is showing that search expression in varchar, that the expression that I need to replace. Suppose I want to replace this VYANKAT. Suppose I want to write it as a Venkat VENKAT. Okay, so I need to replace this YA. So I will write YA, then comma replacement expression. That means I need to replace this YA with which letter? Suppose I want to replace it with E. I will write E, close, and then if I want to store it as any alias name, the column I can give it alias. Suppose I am writing here OK. So now if I executed this, then you can see this YA got replaced with this E. Got it? So this replace function is used to replace the part of the string. Replace the part of the string. Next function we are having reverse function. So what this reverse function will do? It will reverse the text. I'm writing select reverse followed by the string name. My string name is here Dinesh. So spelling start with DINESH. So if I'm using this reverse function, then it will print in a reverse manner. It will take SH first, then SENID. So if I execute it, then you can see here HSENID. So this reverse function will reverse our string. Next function is a substring. Okay. So what this substring does, returns the part of the text from starting position to the number of characters specified. That means suppose I am having a string called as Dinesh here, and if I want to return all these characters starting with this third character, then I will start with this 3, and suppose I want to see till next 2 characters, so 3 comma 2. So if I executed this, then you can see which one is the third character. D is the first, I is the second, N is the third. So I'm using this substring and I'm giving 3. That means it will start with this 3. Third character is a N. And how many characters I want to return? 2 characters. So from N, which are these 2 characters? N and E. Suppose if I want to replace the all characters, then I can write maximum number of strings that are not available there. Okay. So if I executed this, then it will return me NESH, because after NESH there are no characters, right? So it will keep on searching, but it will give us this output. Got my point? Suppose if I want to print till NES, what should I write here? 3. Great. And suppose if I want to print this DINE only, 1, comma 4. Great. Now you can see this DINE is printed. Okay. So this is how this string function works. Next is the carry index functions. Many times we will be using, when you are working in the industry, you will be using this carry index function. Okay. So what this carry index function does, it tries to search for the expression and returns its first location. It will try for the expression and returns its first location. That means suppose if I am having a name called as Dinesh and I want to return I from this Dinesh. So I can use this carry index. Carry index followed by the expression or the string that I need to find, comma, from the given string name. Okay, from the Dinesh, I want to find this I and return. So I wrote here I. If I executed this, then you can see it is returning me the index of that position of this I. So I is at the second index, so it has given me the second. Suppose if I write here n, it will give me third. Okay, as SQL is not case sensitive, so it will take small n and capital N as a same. Okay. Now suppose if I'm having a name called as Venkat, and if I try to fetch the carry index for A, which value or which index it will give me? 3. Why it will not give this 6? Because carry index try to search for the expression and returns its first location. Returns its first location only, not the second location. If you want to return the second location, then you need to use the loops inside this SQL, like for loop and all that we use in the Python to get the second occurrence of the index. Okay. So if I executed this, then it is giving me okay. It is giving me third, because first, second, at the third we are having A. Okay. Next, concatenate. Concat, what will it do? It will add, or we can say it will merge them together. It will merge them together. Add will have a different meaning. Okay, the numbers we can add. Concat means it will merge together. Okay, suppose if I'm having Dinesh string and then panda string, string. If I want to merge them together, I can use this concatenate string. So if I'm writing, then you can see Dinesh panda got merged here. Now here I am writing null. So null will not hold any value. Even if I'm suppose writing like this, it will give me the same output. Now suppose if I want space in between, what can I do? String, space, string close, comma. Got it? Yeah. Let's see if it can add 3 characters. Okay, so after Dinesh, let me add Kumar. Okay, and let me give the comma and let me see. Yeah, it can take. Okay, let me give the Dinesh Kumar. I think its name Dinesh Kumar Panda. Now, if I executed this, then you can see here Dinesh Kumar Panda is printed. So every time it will not be possible for us to write this plus select plus. So many times we will be having some different columns that we need to merge together. Suppose in the employee table you are having employee first name, employee last name, and you need to create a separate column for the ID card. And in that ID card, name should be printed like first name and the last name. So there you can use the concatenate function and create a new column there to concatenate or to merge employee first name and employee last name so that they can print it on the ID card. Got it? Yeah. So write this function.
Sir, these all functions are not working in SQL Workbench.
Someone is asking doubt. Okay, who is having doubt?
Yeah, Bhumi.
Yeah, Bhumi, go ahead.
These all functions are not working in SQL Workbench.
SQL Workbench.
Yeah, yesterday only I have joined.
So we are learning Microsoft SQL.
Okay.
I think SQL Workbench support MySQL, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will share you one video. Follow
Okay.
that video and install SQL Server and Microsoft MS SQL. Okay.
Okay, sir.
SSMS and Microsoft SQL Server.
Okay.
Syntax will be almost similar. You need to just be little vigilant. My work with MySQL and MS SQL syntax is almost similar.
Okay.
I will share that first video. Please go through that and install Microsoft SQL and SSMS.
Okay. Thank you.
Right then, we need to see their use cases now. Chalo, let's go ahead. So now let's use this substring and char index functions. We will take one real-time scenario, or we are taking one situation that suppose we are having some domain name. Let me make it comment. So suppose we are having some email IDs, and from that email ID, we need to extract domain name and username. We need to extract domain name and username. How we can do it? So to do that, we can declare @email. Okay, @email means I'm declaring one variable. Okay, and that variable will store which data type, varchar data type, up to how many characters? 100 characters, and I'm passing one Gmail ID here, dineshkumar@gmail.com. And now this dineshkumar@gmail.com email ID, where is it getting stored? It's getting stored in this @email variable. It is getting stored in @email variable. So first thing, what am I doing? I'm declaring one variable called as @email, and that variable can take varchar data type up to 100 characters. And I'm passing one email ID, dineshkumar@gmail.com. Okay. Next, I want to extract username and domain name. I want to extract username and domain name. Now, what is my username? This Dinesh Kumar is my username, and domain name is Dinesh Kumar is my username. Okay, I will use substring function. Okay, so what this substring function does? Email. That means I will pass my string first, which is my string. This complete email is my string. That string is stored in this @email. So whenever I will write @email, I'm writing this Dinesh Kumar @gmail.com. Now I'm giving comma 1. Comma 1 means, now here if you see the substring function, in the substring function, first we are giving the string, then we are giving index, starting index or any index from where I need to return the values. So I need to return the values from D. D is at the first index, so I am giving here first. Now the substring is followed by first the string, then starting index, and then up to when I need to return these values. Now in this Dinesh Kumar, I need to return these values from D to till this R. So by using this @email, I'm passing my string Dinesh Kumar @gmail. As I'm using the substring function, this one will make sure to return the values from this D. But we need to return the values till this R. So either, suppose if I'm having only one Gmail ID, only if I'm having this Gmail ID, then I know R is at what index? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I can write here 11 and I can close it and I can execute it. I will get Dinesh Kumar. But this will work for this email ID only. But in my email ID, for the next time, I can store some other email ID like this. Got it? So is this email ID is also having 8 characters? No, it is having more than 8 characters. That means we cannot write starting index 1 and ending with this index 2 and close it and execute. We can write, but if we executed that, then we will get the username for this Dinesh Kumar only. If suppose instead of Dinesh Kumar, if I am passing some other email ID, then we are not sure that every email, every username will contain only 8 characters. Are we sure? No. That's why we need to create a syntax which can work on our any email ID. Okay. So that's why I'm using here substring and then giving my string. Then I'm giving the first character index. That means it will start with this D. Now, what is the next expression here? Next expression is till what I need to return. Okay. So till what I need to return? Till this R. Till this R means R is before this @, right? So I can use this char index function. By using this char index function, I will find this @. I will find this from from which character? This email character, and I will return -1. Now what this -1 and this function will do? This char index will find this @ from this email ID. -1 means it will return till here only. It will skip the @. Got it? So I'm using this substring function. Substring is having 3 components. First component is a string. Second component is a starting index. Third component is a ending index. Okay. So for this string, I'm passing this @email ID and @email ID storing my email. Then for the first character index, I'm writing this 1. So it will start with this D. Now third is a ending index. Now ending index, I cannot give this R here, or I cannot give 8 or 9 or 10 fixed character length because it will not work for our other email IDs. So what I did, I use here char index, and in the char index, I've tried to find this @ from this given email or string, and I wrote -1. -1 means it will find this @ and it will return till -1 means till R only. Okay, and I'm storing in this username column. So if I executed this, then you can see I got my username column, and you can see it extracted only Dinesh Kumar from this email ID. This is how we can get the domain name. Okay, and this is the hot question will be asked for the freshers in the interview. That if suppose we are having, they might give you the example of this domain ID, or they might give you the example of this employee ID or something else, and that employee ID will be containing some numbers and all. So how we can find? we can find by using this substring function. And in the substring function, to find the first index, we will pass the characters. But to find the last index number, we will use char index. Then we will use this alpha at the rate, comma from this email. And we need to print before that. So I will write here minus, so that I can get the usernames from any email IDs that I am passing here. So now if suppose I change my email ID from this Dinesh Kumar to this Venkatj271, do you think it will give me the domain name? Yes, it's giving me the domain name, Venkatj271 at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Now, next, we need to extract two things. One username and second one is a domain. Okay. So to extract domain also, we will start with the substring. In the substring, first parameter, I am giving my string at the rate email. Then first character is a this G now after at the rate, right? So after at the rate, so that what am I doing in the first character? I'm writing char index and I'm finding at the rate, so that it will find this at the rate email and plus one. Plus one means after at the rate, it will return this G. If I'm not writing this plus one, then it will start writing from this at the rate. But I want domain name. And domain name comes after at the rate. So I'm writing here plus one here. And here I was writing minus one because I don't wanted this at that. I wanted to return the before characters. Okay. So I started with this string at the rate email. First parameter I had to give. So char index, I'm finding the at the rate. Then I'm passing my this string and plus one. That means it will start returning from this. Comma. Then I want to write everything after coming that. That means I need to go till end. So I can write len function at the rate email, which will go till end. There will be n number of characters it will return. Okay. And if I executed this, then you can see I got the two columns here, username, and it is storing username, and second one is a domain name, is storing domain name. Even suppose if I pass some other email ID, suppose I passed here Venkat J at the rate yahoo.com. Do you think will it work? Yes. So if I'm executing it, you can see in the username, I'm getting Venkat J, and domain name, I'm getting yahoo.com. Got it? Any doubt in this? No. Execute this. While writing, try to understand each and every word that you are writing here. Okay. If you're not understanding, then let me know. We need to take one more example. Let's write this as soon as possible. Completed? Okay. So what am I doing in this next example? Here I was passing one domain name. Sorry, here I was declaring one variable at that email ID, and I was passing email IDs in that to extract the username and domain name. Suppose you are having one table called as employee table. This employee table is having ID column, data type integer, email ID column, data type varchar, and I'm giving the character length till 200. Okay. Then I'm inserting some values here. In the ID, I'm passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the email IDs, I'm passing here dinesh@gmail.com, john@gmail.com, smith@microsoft.com, sumit@yahoo.com, and peter@gmail.com. Now I want to extract email ID, username, and domain name from this email ID column. How can I extract? The same way, we will start with select star because I want to get all these, both the columns in the existing table only for the viewing purpose. So I'm writing select star. Select star will make sure to take all the columns and all the rows from this EMP table, comma, I will write substring. In the substring, first I need to pass string. So where my strings are available in the email ID column. So I'm passing here email ID column, comma, then first index. So I'm writing here 1, then last index. To find the last index, I'm writing here char index. In the char index, I will search for this @ from which string? From email ID, and I will pass -1 so that I can get the username, and I'm giving a new column name called as user, comma. Then to store the domain names, I'm writing comma substring. I'm giving the string email ID, then char index, finding @ till email ID +1, so that I can get after first index. I'm selecting after this @. Okay. Then plus length email ID, so that it will print all the characters coming after this G. Okay. And I'm storing in the domain name, and I am selecting which table? EMP table that I am creating here. So if I executed this table, then you can see, okay, already this table is present in my database. So let me give the name as E, and E. Okay, you can see this was my table ID, email ID, and I extracted this username and domain name by using these string functions. Okay, so learn these concepts very thoroughly in very detailed way. After going home, take another examples. Like here, I'm taking email IDs, right? So you can take some alphanumeric values. So that if you are saying that you know the SQL, they can ask you such kind of questions. So practice is the best medicine to work on yourself. Okay. So after going home, take some other examples, like take some alphanumeric values, take some values that are having alphanumeric plus some characters, and try to extract them. Not only create these two, not only bifurcating them. Even if suppose you are having alphanumeric values with the characters, then you can first separate the alphabets, then you can separate the numbers, then you can separate the characters. Got it? So such example, I hope that you will do it at home. I'm sharing the syntax in the chat box, and also I will share this syntax in the group. Okay. Let me see. Is it online students are? Yeah, there they can see. So execute this one after going home, and if there is any doubt, please let me know. Okay. So thank you so much for joining today's class. We will meet tomorrow, and in the tomorrow session, let me give you the glimpse what we will be learning in tomorrow's class. So in the tomorrow's class, we will see some important scalar functions. Then we will see aggregate functions. These are the aggregate functions. And after seeing the aggregate function, we will start creating user-defined functions. Okay, this user-defined function, scalar user-defined function, multi-line user-defined function, table value user-defined functions are having a lot of importance. So whatever we will be learning, from now onwards, or we started 2 to 3 days back, since this module 3, these are the advanced concepts that are being used in the industry. Okay, so don't miss the live classes. By chance, if you are missing, go through the recordings, and if you are having any doubts before starting the next day's class, please ask me the doubts first. Okay, yeah, because while leaving you, I'm having another batch at 11 o'clock, so I won't be able to give you the proper time to resolve your query. So before starting the class, if you are having any doubts, do ask me. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for joining this class.